when freedom hangs in the balance. One voice refuses to be silenced. From the front lines of the information war, standing with patriots across this great nation. This is where the truth fights back. Welcome to the James Justice Show!
Heavenly Father, give us courage when it's dark and wisdom when things get tough. Help us stand up for what's right, protect others, and take care of the country we love. Keep us strong, together, and with you. Amen! Fight! Fight! Fight!
To the James Justice Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. I am your host, James Justice. We're going to be blasting through this next hour with current events and all types of other stuff. Welcome to the show, everybody. So make sure you share this out, as always, so we can fight the censorship and be done with these algorithms once and for all. So let's get into this. So happy St. Patrick's Day. We just passed St. Patrick's Day, and it was a good time for everybody all over the place. There was parades up and down everywhere you can think of. And I happened to stop by one in Glen Cove, and I got some footage of that one. Let's roll into this one real quick. All right, guys, we're about to kick this off. We got about 4 minutes left. Let's take a quick walk through the crowd. And we're going to get over to the cannon before they blow that thing off. It's going to be epic. Yeah, this was fun. This is a good time. It's going to be epic. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in Glen Cove making this possible. This is awesome. Yeah. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Hope you're in the festive spirit. Look at all these people. Look at all these people. All right. I'm always super pumped up wherever I go. We're going to be blowing this cannon off shortly. And we're going to check it out. We're going to get a front row seat to the cannon blowing off. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. They actually ended up setting it off a little bit early because everybody was ready to go. 3 minutes for the cannon. You'll see the guy come running up right here. Yeah. That guy. He's like, yo, let's go. Blow that thing off. Should be. Okay, man. Whenever you're ready. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! Yo, that was crazy to be like right there when that blew off, man. You can feel it through your soul. Let's go! So yeah, you can feel that through your soul. So I think every parade needs one of those cannons because that is an experience in itself right there. But yeah, man, what a good time that was. So shout out to the mayor of Glen Cove, Pam. We see you. So yeah, man. So what do we got here? We got Dan Bongino has been in the news, and he's been supported. He's been hated, and we don't know what's really going on. I stopped following Dan Bongino a while ago, but let's see what happened with this guy. You got heckled.
You're a pedophile protector. A pedophile protector. Pedophile protector. I was a cop for 9 years. You're a pedophile protector, faggot. You're a pedophile protector. In fact, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, now he's getting, approached in public, and they're calling him a pedophile protector. I don't know why. I mean, maybe Epstein had something to do with it. But so let's take a look at this next clip because he was singing a whole different tune before he became in his position. So let's hear what he was talking about before he got appointed.
But how exactly did he do this? When you see how the cells are laid out, how high they are, how there's not really anchor points or anything, how they don't really give them a lot of metal and things to work with, and even the sheets they give them aren't like weight, they're not capable of bearing weight. Joe, they give them like it's like a paper type sheet. It doesn't bear weight. In other words, if you
he's saying he couldn't have killed himself.
Exactly, into like a rope type thing. How exactly did it happen?
Yeah. So clearly right there before he was picked, there, he's questioning the whole thing. He's like, it's impossible. This guy definitely didn't kill himself, and nobody really knows what happened. But he was on another show, and him and Cash Patel was sitting there, and it just looked a little ridiculous. And Just they changed their tune after they were appointed. Let's check it out. Roll this next one.
Committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Yo, and so when he says that, you could tell he's clearly ashamed. His tone, his posture, everything. So what happened? What happened? I don't get it. I don't get it. Pull this next pick up, right? So Dan Bongino, right? I love him to death, man. Like I want good things for this country. I want things to get done. But here's him on security detail with the Clintons, right? Yeah, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton right there. He was all over everything that was going on back then. And a lot of people seem to forget that's not the only presidency he served under. He served under Bush. He served under Obama, right? And then he served under Trump. So if this guy was in the Secret Service through all these administrations, at what point do you have to spill the beans and be like, yo, I've had enough of seeing this craziness, right? He was on the Lolita Express, or what did he get ditched at the airport? Like, come on, man. There's too many things that don't make sense, and we're too close to the midterms for things to not be making sense, right? We want clarity, we want transparency, and by all means, we want accountability for all the stuff that's been done. Like this whole war with Iran swept under the rug the Epstein files. Like nobody's even talking about it anymore on the news. Alternative medias, they're still kind of going through it, but not the way it was. It was everything was Epstein and the names involved and the companies and the corporations and the global power influences that are really demolishing our country on purpose. So, when do we get to the bottom of this? It's crazy. I got a clip of Schumer slipping up. It's actually pretty funny. Let's play this.
But that's an ongoing process. They're meeting today again. But we must fund TSA now.
Oh, yeah, see? He almost slipped. He said, we must fund ICE. And he's like, So these people know what they're doing, man. These Democrats know exactly what they're doing. It's in their playbook. Like, they really support ICE. They don't want more dangerous neighborhoods. They don't want robberies. They don't want the crime rates to spike up. And, they have to play along with the playbook. Otherwise, they don't maintain power. And we're tired with these old, decrepit gremlins that are running around trying to, be leeches off of society. It makes no sense anymore. Everybody has a smartphone. Everybody has the keys to unlimited knowledge within the palm of their hand and in their pocket at all times. There is no excuse for anybody to be stupid anymore, right? Not at all. And I'm going to say the R word. No more retarded thinking. It's not happening, man. Let's go. This is 2026, and we're about to run into 2030. And if you've been following the podcast for a while and you know who I am, you know what I talk about. But the global establishment has an agenda for 2030 that is going to flip this world upside down, and you're going to be a slave to a robot system, and the AI is going to be watching every single thing you do. And it's not fun. Not fun. I'm telling you. Go read The Great Reset by Klaus Schwab. Right, COVID-19, The Great Reset. It was a book he put out in 2020, and they basically describe everything, but in a way that makes it seem like they're the saviors of the planet. They're just forecasting everything, and they're the ones that are setting forth all these crazy goals that are against humanity, and it's pretty damn satanic if you think about it. But another clip that went crazy this week is Netanyahu talking about Jesus. Let's hear what he was talking about.
Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough, evil will overcome good.
Nope. See, you got it wrong, Netanyahu. You got it wrong. Jesus is king, and he overcomes everything, right? No matter what you believe. This is the problem. We're a Christian nation, and there's not many things that are compatible with a Christian nation, right? I love everybody. Right? But are we compatible with Islam and Muhammad where he could sleep with a 6-year-old? Don't think so. Are we compatible with Judaism and the Talmud, the extreme versions of Judaism, where they say that, Jesus is boiling in excrement? I don't think so. Like where people are atheists and don't really care about God. I don't think so. This is a Christian nation. That's what formed our laws. That's what formed the moral society structure of what made America great. And we need to get back to it. And that's the bottom line, because it's we're done with these wars. We're tired of seeing people die on the strength of what? Of what? Here's a journalist almost getting blown up. Play this.
Opposite Merkaba and carried out drone strikes on the Al Raheb site near Aitar al-Shab. Further rocket attacks were reported against Nahariya and admitted.
But don't worry, it was a peaceful rocket. It was a peaceful rocket.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So this is what's been going on the whole entire time. There's no war code being followed. They're just blowing up journalists, blowing up schools, blowing up hospitals. I've had the doctors on the show. Shout out to Farouk Sidwa. He was a doctor that was in a hospital in Gaza that got blown up, and he was speaking firsthand. Like, listen, man, there was no military people running around the hospital at all. There was no ammunition bunkers at the bottom of the hospital when I was there, and I'm going to have them on in the future. But, we're tired of seeing this craziness. We got to put an end to it. The gaslighting of the American people is just ridiculous. It's got to stop. And, that's you saw. All he's doing is reporting on the scene, and a bomb drops right behind him. That bomb was supposed to hit him. There's no doubt about it. What else was going on there? There wasn't gunfire. There wasn't military tanks. There was no big trucks rolling around anywhere. So what happened? So that's just the ruthlessness that these people have, and I don't agree with any of it. I think we should stick to America first. We need to pull our troops out of everywhere around the world, right? Mind our own damn business and bring everybody back home, and let's rebuild the country and rebuild the industry so we can get the gears rolling again in America to be a prosperous nation. And that's what needs to be done, But it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. On a good note, U.S., pull up this chart. The U.S. gas is up. The production of the U.S. gas is like crushing it right now. You can leave that up a little more. Let the people see that little graphic. Then we're going to go to break. So we're crushing it right now with the natural gas. I mean, I don't know about the oil because the gas prices of regular gas is kind of high right now, and we need to bring that down immediately. End the war. Stop blowing up tanker ships. And that's what we got to do. But we're still crushing it around the world when it comes to natural gas. So we'll be back on the next side. I'll see you in a minute.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA store.
At the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday. Real America's Voice all across the country. 103.9 LI News Radio all across your radio. Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
All right. Welcome back to the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in all the land. Make sure you head on over to the App Store for Android or Apple and download America First Media and Television, so there's no more interrupted service. You get notifications when we go live with the arsenal of podcasts we have, fighting the New World Order and cheering up your spirits and everything else you could think of here. This place is, I'm telling you, the most patriotic venue in all the land. We have clips on Rumble of all the venues that they have here, from stand-up comedy nights to country line dancing to everything you can think of. We have politicians coming through here, A-list celebrities, not from Hollywood, but from the Patriot Circle, and like General Flynn, Rudy Giuliani. You'll find them over here hanging out, so make sure you get your tickets. You can also go to the AmericaFirstWarehouse.com and book all your stuff for the future. So with that, we had a mayor drop dead on national TV. I'm not going to play the clip of him dropping dead, but here's the headline of it. And this is, it's sad to see. The guy got in. He was a Republican. He had 5 kids. And, anytime something like that happens when they're so young, it's just a tragedy. So our prayers and thoughts go out to his family. And, God rest your soul, brother. Like, that's horrible. But, you made it to be a mayor. And that's all that matters, man. So everybody in that district that had to suffer through that voted, stay high in spirits and push forward, and let's secure the republic and lock down your state and get all these loony lefties out of those positions all the way down to the school board. And that's what we need to do. But we have a clip right here. Do I have a picture of that guy, actually? Rick Hogbaum. All right. So anyway, you can look up the picture and, rest in peace, brother. So right here, I did a little digging in Brooklyn, Prospect Park to be specific, and I found a clip from 1930s, the 1930s. Roll this clip. Let's check it out and see how it was looking. Brooklyn, man. Prospect Park. Look at all the kids dressed up. They got suits, ties on, nice hats, nice shoes. Women got, dresses on, skirts, looking respectable, walking down the road as a family.
Without their gloves on, without their gloves on.
Look at it. Just hanging out, having a good time, enjoying the park.
You'd wait all week to walk the boardwalk.
You don't see anybody running around in pajamas, running around in their underwear. You can cut that one off. So that's when, people used to dress up and they go out in public and they would respect themselves, They want to look nice and they want to look like a family unit that was oriented and in sync with each other, right? Now you got families going out and it's just, throw a scrunchie in your hair. It's just dangling off to the side. You got this baggy sweatshirt on. It's all ripped. And you got like snowman pajama pants on. And it's like July. And then you got like these twisted looking Uggs with, man, come on, man. Like, we got to go back to when Americans had self-respect when they stepped outside the house, because it's a joke. It's a joke. Everybody looks like shit running around. Pardon my English, but yeah, man, people got to step it up. It's so stupid to walk out of the house and, like, you got to look at it like this. People that meet you for the first time, first impression is everything. If you look like a bum that just rolled out of bed and you couldn't even roll a brush through your head, that's going to be their impression of you. And they're going to go to the next person and be like, oh, yeah, you met that person? Oh, yeah, dude, they look like they didn't even put deodorant on that day. It's just, come on, have some self-respect. Have a little bit of self-respect, So the same spot where we were just looking at Prospect Park had a dramatic change from 1932, 1933 up until the present day. Let's take a revisit to Prospect Park and see how it looks.
ومساكن طيبة في جنات عدن ذلك الفوز العظيم وأخرى.
Wow. Yo, so that's not a park anymore. That looks like big apartment complexes and a whole lot of non-white people just gone, right? It's all Muslim now. How does that work? How do you have this many people coming over to a Christian nation and not assimilating? And like, listen, all right, this is my personal opinion. Freedom of religion in the First Amendment has nothing to do with outside religions of Christianity. The entire reason why I think the founding fathers and all, the settlers came here in the first place was to practice Christianity because it was banned where they came from. So they came here as settlers, as Christians, and the Christian gospel spread and Christianity spread throughout the nations. And that's what carved this fantastic, beautiful country we have called America into what it is today. And I don't think it had to do with Islam. I don't think it had to do with Judaism. I don't think it had to do with Buddhism. I don't think it had to do with any of that stuff but Christianity. So I think that's the only religion that should be protected because we're not compatible with Islam, like I said before, and all these other religions. We don't believe in 10 other gods or 15 other gods. We believe that Jesus Christ is God, came down as an example for mankind, and was murdered by, a group of people. I can't, apple juice. That's what I'm going to say. But, so we need to come to a conclusion where enough is enough. We have to start coming more to Christianity. Like, churches are packed out everywhere. So the morality of the country, the boost is there. We just have to get everybody else that doesn't assimilate and doesn't that disagrees with our way of life out of here. Because that's what destroyed us in the first place, right? We used to be a melting pot, but the melting pot was people that came here from all over the world that were seeking the American dream, that came here no matter what their background was and assimilated. They picked up the language. They started, contributing to society and became Americans, right? They learned how to shoot. They learned how to have a barbecue and drink whiskey. That's it. Those are the founding principles on how to be an American. You know what I mean? And know your rights, know the law, know how to defend yourself when stuff hits the fan, and that's it. And that's what it's supposed to be. So we have I don't know if a lot of people heard this. This isn't like going on the news at all. I haven't really seen too much about it, but in Nebraska's got some crazy wildfires going on. Throw this map up real quick. So you have the entire western side of Nebraska torched to the ground right now. And we're talking about like 800,000 acres of land that is just being torched right now in these wildfires. And I don't know how far it's going to go, but almost the entire state is like engulfed. And I haven't seen it on TikTok. I haven't seen it on Facebook. I haven't seen anything besides 2 other reporters reporting on it. And those videos are disappearing very quickly. I don't know why. You might want to check the weather scans for that area and see what the hell was going on. Maybe with the plains before or the droughts or, see if there was clouds being pushed away from that area to dry it out for a certain reason. I don't know. But you check those weather anomalies, you're going to find something, I promise. All right, so with that, let's roll this clip because, we're a patriotic place here, and we support our military 100%. Shout out to my son, who's 82nd Airborne. And let's get into this Special Forces promo. Let's roll it.
Moving to the FAP. You don't hear it. You feel it. Here, in your heart. Ba-boom. 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 Breach! Go, go, go! Because you know this isn't just another late night at the office. Moving through primary area. Or another team meeting. And you're in the army, trained to defend an entire nation. Jackpot on the target. It's more than just a job. It's an ODF career. and it means a whole lot more.
All signs, move now.
Hell yeah. Yo, what's better than the military, man? Yo, we have the most kick-ass military on the face of the planet. And, you know, I'm very, very, very proud of anybody that steps up and serves and takes the ultimate sacrifice and, you know, puts everything on the line for us. And, you know, we're forever grateful. Big salute to you guys. So, yeah, I hope everybody's having a good week. So, yeah, man, what a freaking crazy world. So we have people stepping down. You know, you have these big CEOs stepping down all over the world. You know, we're seeing the accountability with the Epstein stuff. And we're just waiting here, man. We get like the trickle down of what's going on here in America because we had the UK, we had Prince Andrew. He got his royal title stripped from him and kicked out of the royal palace and all this other stuff. And then we have these major CEOs stepping down and they're getting arrested and they're having to pay back all this money. And yo, I want to see accountability, man. That's what I want to see. I want to see accountability, and every single minute that ticks down, we're just getting closer and closer to these midterms, and we need something humongous to lock these things in because, you know, this is it. This is it for America. Do you honestly think, all right, guys, think about this. Do you honestly think that if we lose the midterms, right, and let's say we lose the Senate or the House, you guys should know how this works by now. If we lose either one, nothing gets done, right? Nothing gets done. You could have the House proposing all the bills you want and passing them all you want. If it's owned by Republicans, they get kicked to the Senate that's owned by Democrats. They just laugh at it and gun it down, right? So it's going to be just a tennis ball of nothing for the next 2 years until the next presidency comes up. And if they can kick the can down the road for the next 2 years and run impeachment scams and run all this other stuff with these, you know, special hearings and special prosecutors, it just ties up everything that's going to be done, just like the last time. And, you know, by then, all of the AI surveillance will be in place. I'm telling you, man, it's messed up. It's messed up what's going to happen. But that's what you got us here. We're warning you. We're going to come back with a special guest, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's go!
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW, making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round two. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue and all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
All right. Welcome back to the James Justice Show, episode 2, man. We're going to fly through these episodes. You just watch. So I have a special guest with me today. We have Specialist Joshua A. Pruitt. He is a U.S. Army specialist. He served during the global war on terror, Iraq, what was it? Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan in 2005. This guy has an incredible story, and I think you guys are going to love it. So let's pull him on. And Josh, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, James, for having me. I feel honored and privileged today, buddy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, man, you always look great in your uniform. Let's give everybody an introduction of who you are and what that stands for to you.
Hey, from the day I rose my right hand and swore to defend our nation against any enemy, foreign and or domestic, you know, you mean it for life. You mean it until your grave. And that's what I'm doing. I'm beating national statistics, and I'm trying to be a part of a movement with you all that's standing against the tyranny that's going on in our nation.
Yeah, exactly. And so when you were in Afghanistan, that was 2005. How many years did you serve?
Okay, well, when I enlisted my initial contract, and I still have it, and I can prove everything, I enlisted for 9 years.
Nice, man. Thank you.
Served.
Yep, go ahead.
I enlisted in 2003. Me and my brother enlisted on the same day at the same time. And I went to Afghanistan in 2005, and I was discharged in 2007 on temporary records.
All right. So what does that mean for the people that don't know?
Well, long story short, I'm one of those soldiers that are looking to take a case to the federal courts. There's been other lawsuits. The recent class action was for soldiers for other than honorable discharges, but my discharge status carries a heavier weight. I was thrown into a general court-martial, and I didn't even meet recommendations for a general court-martial or to be court-martialed, but without a jury, and worse of the worst, the military's version of a public defender.
So what came about with that? Like, what are they doing?
Oh, well, I mean, there's no they in it. It's just me right now, and I'm doing my best. I've done all my research, and right now there's a military firm that's working on my clemency. And when it goes in, I'm expecting another denial. It'll be my 5th denial for a discharge upgrade, just so I can obtain VA benefits.
Now, what were they accusing you guys of? Like, was it was just you, or it was an entire platoon, or?
It was majority of my entire platoon, up to 20 soldiers that was convicted in court-martial.
Wow. Now, do you think this was definitely like targeted or, towards you guys?
Well, absolutely, because our original company commander and our first sergeant sent us to war and didn't go with us.
Wow.
And that's really kicking your soldiers in the balls when it comes down to the word morale.
Yeah, absolutely. And so basically, like, what were they trying to say? Like that you guys were doing like unconstitutional things or mistreatment, or what was this backstory?
Okay, so there was Al Qaeda detainee mistreatment.
Okay.
That made the news and the internet, but what was swept under the rug was the incarceration of 20 soldiers, and a lot of the soldiers were involved in drug use. And hey, I mean, I'll admit it to it. I admitted to smoking marijuana or hashish.
Yeah.
But I had charges preferred and brought against me twice.
2
2 months between each other. It was like August of 2005, I was charged, and then I was like, no, not guilty. I didn't do any of this. And then I told them what I did, and I told them about the issues of morale. This is my public defender. It's military, but they got their public defenders too. And, they just carried on for 2 months and pressured me, and made me cave and take a plea deal.
Yeah. Now, was this something that you feel that was going on with the upper ranks, where it was like, people were just, maybe, telling you guys to do something, or was it just a complete setup? Because we're talking about the whole Afghanistan thing where they were claiming there was mistreatments and they were like doing really crazy stuff to the prisoners and all this other stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I do. I believe it was a setup, because we were only on that forward operating base Ripley in Ergin's Providence, Afghanistan, for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, well, here's drugs, and their craziness of soldiers. I can't speak for all 20 of them. I mean, but there was things going on with them that they couldn't deal with.
Yeah.
And, one thing led to another in a war zone.
Yeah. Now, so with the research that I did with the whole Afghanistan war, when you were out there, did you see anything where when they were burning down the poppy fields, they had like flamethrowers and shit, and they were just torching poppy fields left and right. Do you know anything about them burning down a certain specific group of poppy fields and leaving others to stand?
Well, I didn't see any of that firsthand myself. I mean, of course, we've seen the fires and the smoke, but I'm an engineer, combat engineer, and those guys, they're more specialized in recon. It could have been special forces,
yeah,
or Marines that were handling those operations. I can't promise that the Army conducted in any of those operations, but we did play our part.
Yeah.
In maintaining FOB Ripley. And, it was just the withdrawal, the pullout that the Democrats did, that Biden did. It was just, hey, what nation have we done that to? Where did we go in and establish dominance? Oh, we don't want to be here anymore. Let's leave. Let's go home.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Yeah, that was a shame to all the people that honorably served out there. And it's like, what happened? Like you just abandoned ship all of a sudden after 20 plus years of going out there and losing lives and blood, sweat, and tears of people being away from their families and friends. And,
I lost my family. I lost a relationship with my children. I mean, over the past 11 years, I've only maintained phone contact, a video call. And I don't have any visits, and I haven't been able to take care of any of my family in the past 16 years since my discharge, because I was fighting homelessness myself. I just moved into my first home provided by the District Columbia Housing Authority. The leadership that was put in place before me that would hear my case, would let me go over legal military documents and manuals that I provide. I'll pass them out to veterans homeless in the streets. And there is a system, there's a murder system in place. I mean, before I left Alabama, and it was my cue to leave Alabama, and it was a CNN news break in regards to the Department of Veteran Affairs secret hit list. You can Google it. Just like that, the way I said it. I said, I'm not going to survive down here in Alabama. I got to go. It's like a secular order to everything. The setup in Afghanistan, the setup of the south of our nation, the setup of Chicago and LA. We got to fight against this tyranny. And what gave me hope when I was giving up, when Donald Trump announced he was running for presidency, I immediately gave him my vote before the ballot was even passed out. Then the election was stolen.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you know, like when you think I can get 2 steps ahead, at least you get not 90 steps back. And then January 6th happened. And that was like another sign from God. Hey, you guys, I got to get to know these people. A lot of these people, maybe not all of them, but a good majority. And the ones that I have met, being able to step out on Freedom Corner and be able to tell my story and share petitions or whatever by their side has been an honor in this movement. And whoever I've been seen with and not seen with, you know, and I have plans to continue on standing by you veterans, you J6 patriots of this nation that had the balls to show up.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of stories out there that need to be heard within the movement and without the movement, because Freedom Corner gave a voice to those that didn't have one.
Yep.
And I'm one of those people.
Yeah,
those
man.
soldiers.
Yeah, God bless everybody that made Freedom Corner happen. I mean, it was night after night after night after night. They were just tireless staying out there. And that was one of the most powerful experiences I ever had going out to Washington, D.C., was standing outside the jail and hearing the phone calls come in, and then they're blasting the phone calls through the speaker. And they're reading off every name that was incarcerated through January 6th, and then the people that died. And then at the end of it, they're flicking the lights inside the jail, and you could just see it. It's like, oh, my God. And I'm getting the chills right now even talking about it. But it's one of the most powerful experiences, because you see people from all walks of life, from every state, and at some point they went down there to pay homage and to participate in the Freedom Corner. And, you know, the White House that was up there with Mickey and Ashley, Mickey and Nicole, you know, God rest Ashley's soul. And it was just so many memories that, you know, are just bond people for life. And, you know, it's great. We got about 20 seconds left, and then we're going to go to break. But, yeah, what an experience. And I hope there's another, not a siege on the Capitol or anything like that where they can twist it. But I want to see Americans come together with the numbers we did for the January 6th. That time, peaceful protest. Let's go, law and order. I'll see you on the other side.
Have you noticed your money just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter, and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep, and you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
Live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We have our special guest over here. So we're going to get right back into where we were before. And we were talking about Freedom Corner and all the great memories that were produced down there. And so let's jump back into you, my friend. And, you know, what do we do going forward? How do people help you out, and what could they do to support your cause and, you know, kind of speed up the process for you to get accountability for what's been done to you?
Well, I've been through a lot, and my brother went through a lot too. In 2018, he committed suicide, and he's a Korean U.S. Army war veteran. He was deployed around the same time I was deployed to Afghanistan, and his family was ripped away from him. So they're in a foster home right now under foster care. I don't want to say specifically where they're at right now because I don't want the parents coming at me.
Yeah, of course.
You know, with anything. And all I could ever do is just pray for them and pray for God to help me out. And I got one GoFundMe in regards to my grandfather's home too. I'm going to create a GoFundMe for the other situation in regards to my brother's kids, but I've been waiting on family members to reach back out to me. That's why I haven't created it yet, but I'm trying to save my father's life with no health care in the South, because I didn't have any mental health care, mental health stability when I came home. I came home homeless, living in a vehicle.
Yeah.
I came back home to my security. I was working private security, armed security. And one of my most dangerous posts in Birmingham, that was my post, was Greyhound bus station. And Birmingham was like ranked number 3 in capital murder back then. I mean, it might still be. I haven't done the research on it, but the feds called me in, and so I already knew what it was about. It was about Afghanistan, and this is when Mueller, FBI, you know, he just passed away, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I only got one good thing to say about him, because I was representing myself in front of the feds with the documents.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't want to show the front. My social security number's on there.
Yeah.
But hey, irrefutable evidence is the best evidence.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to save my grandfather's house, which is being taken by taxes. I got a GoFundMe in regards to that. And my father's suffered with a mental illness ever since I was wearing diapers.
Mm.
I mean, he's afraid of technology. I pay for a phone that he doesn't even answer.
Mm.
As far as veterans nationwide suffering with PTSD, research for petitions in regards to it. I have one that I created myself. A veteran shouldn't have to come home, serve his nation, and be homeless, lose access to his family.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're giving out all these benefits to all these illegals, and it drives me out of my mind. The people that should go to the front of the line are the people that serve the country, and right behind them should be American citizens, not people that came from Nicaragua and El Salvador and Guatemala. I've had it up
and
to here.
$300 billion to Ukraine.
Yeah, and then we're giving all this money to foreign nations for what? Let's build up our streets. Let's build up our communities. I'm
not going to rest, James, until our nation looks like Dubai.
Yeah, it should. There's no reason why it shouldn't. You know, it's just our money's being squandered by all these other crooked politicians and everybody else that sells their soul to put on a fancy suit and go parade in front of cameras and talk their shit and then get off the camera and go side with evil. We're done, man. We're done as a nation with that.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm standing, and I mean, there can be a list out there, you know, that they got with my name on it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'll be right underneath you, brother. And so will every single one of my Justice family members that give a real shit about the country, because we're done with the softball politics. We're done with these fake ass rhinos that run around talking a good game on camera and you step off and then you just sell everybody out. We're done, and we're showing up. I was at protests. We were outside of Anthony Fauci's house. We were outside Hillary Clinton's house. We show up. We were outside of Andrew Cuomo's driveway upstate in Albany. Like, come on, bro, we're here.
Amen.
We're not going to break your windows. We're not going to burn your house down, but you're going to know we're here. And so is the rest of the country. And that's the only way to gain momentum, is to put these people's feet to the fire and cook their asses. And that's it. Non-violently and poetically, patriotically, I would say. But something's got to give. Enough is enough.
Well, thank you, James. And I wanted to say, look up my Facebook page. I am on Facebook. My GoFundMe's are in my about information on my Facebook page. And I have a few Substack articles that I wrote. I'm not a good article writer, but I try.
Nice. Tell everybody your Facebook page and the spelling. This way people can get it. They can look you up easy.
My picture is a picture of my military ID, but it's Joshua A. Pruitt, Pruitt.
All right, beautiful. Yeah, so everybody go over there and follow him. He is a patriot right here. This guy's on the front lines, and he would die for this nation, just like a lot of us would. But this guy put in the time. He was overseas, and he's being faced with a hard situation. And it's our job as supporters of our military and the people that are patriots to stand up and have his back when he needs it. So that's what we're gonna do. So share this out. That's the number one thing, is get this out to everybody. Tag your friends, tag your family members, put it in the comments, drop it everywhere, and that's how we make real change in this republic, because it needs a restoration, and it starts with us.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! Let's go! Yeah, man. So, what do you have? What do you have lined up? You have any other podcasts you're going on? You have any book publishing? Anything What are you working on?
Well, I have been also speaking with other advocates in the South, and she is a civil attorney, litigator, and her name is Jessica Saxton.
Nice.
I've been corresponding with her team and trying to get some things in order. And I want everybody to mark their calendars for Washington, D.C., May 17th, the National Day of Prayer.
Oh, yeah.
I will be showing up, and I will be there. We're going to have other advocates. I hope are going to be here. Hope everyone marks their calendar for that day. And I'm going to try to get some friends and family and acquaintances from the South, from Florida, Alabama, Georgia. I'm also have been corresponding with her. You can find her page is Still Rising, and her first name is Miranda. Please forgive me for getting these people's information.
That's all right.
But long story short, like I said, DM me, follow me on X, Joshua A. Pruitt 1. That's my X page with the same profile picture, my military ID picture. Let's communicate, stay in contact with each other. And, James, like they say, together, united, and divided, we fall.
Yep, exactly. And we're not falling no more. We're gonna pick each other up. And I always love to break it down like this, right? I always say it doesn't matter if I'm by myself, how mad I get, how emotionally distraught or whatever. If I go outside and I try to flip a car over by myself, I'm gonna go over there and rip all the muscles in my back, and I'm gonna be in a hospital, right? But
Amen.
if I have 20 people around me that I could hype up with my energy, be like, yo, let's go. We're gonna do something. Let's go. Follow me outside. And I pump everybody up and have a good and positive message. When we go outside, we're going to take this car and roll it down the block with no problem, and we can put it anywhere we want. And that's the power of the American people as a collective. If we think and we're all joined together and we're all fighting for the same common cause, and that should be the future of our children, and to leave them with something that we didn't have when we were growing up, and that's a clearer vision of freedom than we had.
Amen. Me too, because I don't want my children following it from what in my family's footsteps and what we had to go through. And I mean, I'm thankful that I had military service members in my family, grandparents, uncles, great grandparents that served this nation. And I'm not going to die letting anything that they did for this country die in vain.
Yeah. Amen to that. Amen, man.
And we got to do something about taking New York back, because everybody in New York forgot.
Yes,
apparently.
They did. Yes, they did. I don't know how we have this guy running the show out there when he's like the least capable person of running the city. He has no idea what the hell he's doing. Free grocery stores. Don't worry about it. Free buses everywhere. You saw how fast that collapsed on his head. And now everyone's, they're protesting him out in the city because he wants to raise the business tax. It's crazy.
He's not going to last too much longer. Not in this country.
No. Even if the city people are getting up in arms and they're getting all pissed off and showing up wherever he's going and they're protesting him, then I don't know. He might have to resign at some point. But who's going to take his place? Maybe I don't know. I haven't even thought that far yet.
Me either. Because I mean, we it's crazy. We have to invade our own New York, a state.
Yeah,
and take it back over.
Yeah, it's crazy, and that's one of the original 13 colonies. Are you kidding me right now? Like New York, like for real? New York turns soft. It sucks, But hopefully there's enough people. Maybe they'll come trickling out of the woods from upstate, and we can take over the city. I don't know. I don't know what the hell to do with that. But I think Mondami's going to chase everybody out with the increasing the business tax and all the taxes in the city, and there's going to be nobody left. So it's going to turn into what was that movie with Will Smith, World War Z or something like that? I don't know.
Oh,
I
know which
Robot.
one you're talking about.
Yeah. All right, so we got about 30 seconds left, man. I appreciate you coming on. You're the man. And thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done. And we hope we get all the support headed to you that you need to help you out through your journey. And we'll be in touch either way. And I'll probably pull you on again. And we'll get some updates from you as time goes forward.
All right. Thank you so much, James.
You got it. And with that, the James Justice Show, we are out of here. I will see you on the next one. Love you. Peace.
Beacon for all to see.